Good evening, everybody. This is Ray Williams from IMSTA, and tonight we have another exciting edition of the IMSTA Song Reviews live. We are happy to have our familiar and very, very stellar group of panelists and critiques. Clint Ward, how you doing, Clint?
I'm doing great, man. It's awesome.
Mishka over in California. And
hey, brother.
That's a nice system behind you there, my friend.
Thank you, man.
Margaret McClure, she's also in California. How you doing, Margaret?
Margaret.
I can't. I'm not hearing.
Okay, well, you got a great name because that's also the name of my daughter.
So,
And Kalik Glover, who's also in California. How you doing, Kalik?
What's up?
All right, so
Okay,
tonight
now I hear
we
him,
get.
now I hear
Oh, now you hear me, Margaret? How you
oh
doing?
my God.
I was asking one of those simple questions. How are
Yes,
you?
I do. Yes, I do. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm doing great.
Yes, you do? Oh, okay. Tonight we have 7 songs we're going to go through, but we got a couple of things to mention. We have a great sponsor in PSP Audioware. That's a company that's been around for 25 years now. I think they're going on 26 years. They've been making a lot of great products, in particular the PSP Vintage Warmer, which has been on many, many, many records and classics over the last 25 years. And they keep making great products, and they're out of Poland. So we want to thank them for sponsoring this today. I also want to mention that the next time we convene this, we're going to actually be a part of IMSTA FESTA Live. And that event will be in New York City on the 10th of 1st of October. And we'll be doing it virtually like this, but that will be the next event. So we'll go kind of out of sequence as far as the third Saturday in a month. And of course, we'll have lots of songs to choose from. So we're gonna have to pick, there'll be too many to review in the time that we would have allotted. But send in your songs. Also, all those people in New York City and the vicinity, we're back alive. We're at SAE Institute. Midtown Manhattan, where IMSTA's always been, October the 1st. Software is back. We have a lot of companies showing up there to show everything that's happening. Also, anybody that's watching outside of the United States, we have a show also coming up in Germany, in Berlin on October the 9th. We also have one in Latin America, which is Mexico. We have no date as at this point, but that's also going to be in October, November. We also can announce an event in Seoul. The event in Seoul is going to be in November as well. So there's a lot of live events that are coming up that we are going to be back in front of you. The software demonstrators are going to be back in front of you, and you'll be able to touch, feel, and do what we normally do at IMSTA FESTA. So very happy and excited to be back. So we're going to get started. We have the first song. It's from Go Casual. Go Casual is not a stranger to the IMSTA Song Reviews. This is actually, I think, their second entry. The song is called Curses Cast in the Mirror. So let's go.
Doesn't look
Curses Cast in the Mirror. Margaret, you're going to start us off. What do you think?
Okay. Hi, there's a little delay, so hopefully I don't sound weird. So this is a band, right? I'm getting the idea. I love the sound. I think the recording is really good. It's kind of got that retro sort of, I don't know. I love the vocalist. In the actual song, I mean, I think it's catchy. The part where it says "curse this," the hook part. I like that. I feel like it could use a little diversity, or a little bit more continuity. Actually, less diversity. Maybe pull out the catchy parts, put more emphasis on them, and take away some of the distracting parts. I also feel like possibly the song was a little too long for radio, if that's what you're looking for. The bridge, I mean, I could probably live without that. I could go from the verse, chorus, and then the instrumental part I really liked, and then I love that the hook or the chorus part of the song. But good job. I like the sound. It's cool.
What would you score it out of 10?
I'd give it a 7.
Give it a 7. 7. Safe 7. All right, Khalik, you're next, sir. What do you say?
Okay. Yeah, I love the energy of this song, and I totally agree with Margaret. I felt it was too long. For me, it started losing me after like maybe the second chorus. I didn't mind the bridge, or the, the little solo instrumental thing, but it almost sounds like, for me, the initial thing is I think if they get into some serious editing, they can make it, and Clint will probably address this too, because to me, editing will make this come together. There's some great hooks in there, but it's just too long. The vocals just buried, so I don't really know what's going on about it, but I love the subject matter, curses, because take it back to, like, say, Imagine Dragons with Enemy. There's a clear hook with that. They have the potential to have a clear, solid hook, make it ominous or whatever, but I'm just not real clear on the messaging. But I think the subject matter is good. I'll give it a 7. I think, because I think it still needs some work. I think it has potential.
All right, another safe 7. Mishka, what do you say, brother?
What I say? So I really like this band. Vocally, I think the vocal isn't as good as the vocal that they won on. And yes, I agree. It's way too long. It's too long for streaming, and it's way too long for any service. It just is. So you guys are gonna have to figure out what parts to edit down to make it shorter. But I really like the song. I love lyrics. So I'm gonna give them an 8.5.
8.5. Good mark. All right, Clint.
Okay, so my notes. So snappy, quick intro. So I always like to call that out. So I really like the playing. There's really some solid performances here from the guys in the band, right? And look, when you get into the verse, it's a band, right? So it's like, bang, this is a band. I know they're a band. So the fact that it is a band and it is, that's a checkbox for me. But I think the song is a servant to the playing, where at times I think I prefer when playing is being a servant to the song. I don't know why I said that, but it's kind of this back and forth. In the end, I'm more really drawn into how they played it, meaning I like the band and I know they'd be great live. But so here's my best advice. Songs really get exposed when they're strummed on a guitar or simply played with a simple piano part. I would take this song and rework it with an acoustic guitar and just vocals. Just sit in the room all together, work that song. And I think if you spent a day with just the song, honing the structure, editing the lyrics, I really think this song, and think song first, then add the amazing playing, I think it would be winner, winner, chicken dinner. So my takeaway is simply this. Great band vibe with a really busy lyric narrative hidden among some really strong playing. I really enjoyed the track. It could stay the way it is. I liked it the more I heard it. But I think there's enough juicy band bits here that with some sharp edits, lyric honing, and structure tweaks, it could be really, really good. So I think the fact that I think it could be edited, 7 out of 10.
Okay, 7 out of 10. All right. I liked it. I think there's a lot of, just from the lyrics and the title, I think there's a lot of mystery to the song. You almost want to know what the heck is going on from just the title.
Yes.
Curses cast in a mirror. It's almost like a riddle. So I think they catch you with that, and because it's a band, you know, the band's structure, the band themselves structure songs, right? So I think it's different than if somebody's just writing it, maybe even with two people, because you have so many people. You have the drummer, you have all these people together. I think the structure kind of morphs to having 8 people, 7 people contributing to it. So I kind of like it. Not necessarily my cup of tea, but I think they did a great job. Congratulations, guys. All right, moving on. We've got Mark Knox, and he has a song. This is, I think, the first time he's entered the IMSTA Song Reviews, and the song is called In Harmony.
We know what is right or wrong, so why don't we just get along with brothers, sisters, like those around us every day? And maybe there's a better way to live each day without the takeaway of bias and malice. Can we live in harmony? Can we live in harmony? What you say and what you do, the difference is a sneak preview of your life, my life. We can change the course of it, but only if we can agree to recognize to some degree that our lives and their lives could live in harmony. Why do we disapprove of strangers that we never knew? 'Cause their lives and our lives aren't the same, but we all know that what we want is all the same. But it's been turned into a game by those who push to make this harmony.
Many voices, many harmonies, many choices, many melodies.
Many paths with many destinies. If the whole world were a song, maybe we could sing along. Maybe we could sing along. We don't really have a choice to stay the course and have no voice in my life, your life. It could be the end of us, so maybe now's the time to say that we will find a better way for our children, to let them live in harmony. We don't have to listen, pay attention to the friction. If it sounds so good to be true, then it is. So forget about publicity and look into the history to see what is happening again and again and again. Now more than ever. What you think, what you believe, well, others, they may not agree with your life and my life, but that's okay, 'cause there's a way by working on some common ground. Well, we can turn it all around for everyone, everywhere, to live in harmony.
Many voices,
Many voices, many harmonies,
many choices,
many choices for you and me. If the whole world were a song, maybe we could sing along, sing along.
Very good. Khalik, what do you say, sir? You're up first.
Okay. Yeah. Being a musician, I love the musicianship that's in this song. A lot of you know, throw you for a loop type chord changes and progressions and different things, little rhythmic things coming in. So I love the musical aspect of it. It gave me a vibe actually when I heard it. It kept reminding me of that group Jamiroquai. If you're
Jamiroquai.
familiar, yeah,
Totally Jamiroquai.
yeah, yeah. So that's what it got. But it's cool. A lot of cool stuff
Uh-huh.
up in there. I think it might be a bit too long, and I think it still needs a little massaging. But it's got some nice stuff that I like in there.
What,
I would give it a 7.5. I think.
what do you think that it's got 6 verses and no chorus, just a refrain?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I really think yeah, they get rid of some of the dead weight in there because that's a bit much. And some of the progressions where it goes to sometimes I love musicianship and all that, but sometimes just make us want a little bit more.
Well, it's funny. I did a diatribe last time about no more than 2 verses, but I might have to take that back. I think it actually worked for them this time. So
Yeah,
anyway,
it worked.
what's the score? What's the score you're gonna give them?
For me, I think I'll give him a 7.5.
7.5. 7.5 it is. Mishka, what do you say?
Okay. Musically, man, this is like some beautiful stuff. Like really,
Yeah.
like to me, it kind of gave me like a kind of a cross between Jamiroquai and Level 42 on the
Yeah.
musicality. Like they're bro, like what you're playing is just it's beautiful, man. I'm on a technical level. I'll tell you what. For me, I didn't like the girls. And I know it's like a really picky thing, but I would much rather hear your voice or a bunch of other guys singing those backgrounds because it makes it into kind of a different kind of thing for me. Now, having said that, I really like, and like how you made me win, even though it's like there really isn't a hook. There isn't, but I still freaking love this thing.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
guys, I'm gonna give you a 9. Okay.
yeah. I gotta say I stand corrected from last week. Clint, what do you say?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Ray, you might have to be standing corrected because it definitely I noticed it too. So like I love the intro, so I was going to talk it out, so it was cool. Look, super groove. The opening verse, really, that opening verse, the tiny detail development, I loved it. I think he's got a really solid recording voice. This is something I note sometimes, and I really enjoyed his performance. His performance vocally for me had a beginning, a middle, and an end. He left things in the bag until the end, which is a mark of a professional vocalist, in my opinion. So I kind of really like that. Thought the production was a bit busy. It's not a bad thing because it's in the laneway, but perhaps saves some less is more surprises. It was just the thought in my head. Like this is a funky, catchy, soulful number, really well executed. Now, great vocal hook because the lyrics told a story, and so really, what other people said. My takeaway is this: I really, really, really dug this track. It was so well done. I think it was a homage to Stevie, actually, a little bit. It had a little bit of Stevie, but then if you think Jamiroquai and Level 42, it all goes back to Stevie, maybe, right? And I think he was crafty in how he is weaving the vocal story inside some pretty awesome playing. There's really no chorus, people said, but the hook was there, right? So that
It's a
vocal
refrain,
hook,
yeah. It's a refrain at the end.
yeah, living in harmony, you couldn't help but remember it, and it's still going on in my head. I like the rap bridge for contrast. I agree about the length. And then on the slicks, and then the slick glide to the finish. Some people don't take the time to end a song, but I thought that was really smooth and well done. I think this is very promising. I'd save this artist to be on my watch list for new music. So, given the promise of this from an artistic standpoint, and that the craft and some of the stuff that's just all check boxes, 8.5.
8.5. Margaret, what do you say?
So I loved his percussive style, his vocal style. I thought that was really cool. Very positive, uplifting song. Loved the musicality. Um, I feel like what Mishka said. I agree. I didn't love the girls as much as I loved his voice. I loved some of the harmonies they were getting, but there was like a bridge part or a whatever, the part where the girls kind of took the lead.
Mhm.
I didn't love that part. I would like to just maybe cut it out because the song was pretty long. And that would be an area where I might think about cutting some of that out and maybe just coming in a little bit later when he comes in. I liked them as the harmonies, but I didn't like it when they took over the lead. I didn't love it as much. I think it took away from the song because I feel like he's the star. And I mean, it was cool. I could see this in. There's a couple TV shows maybe that something like this would work really cool in. I don't really see it as a radio or streaming hit as much as I see it like placed in some type of a TV show or cable
What do you
show.
think of the lyrics? Did
So-
he win you over with the lyrics?
They're a little tame for me. I would like to see him go a little bit deeper with them. They're a little bit just super light, and I'm way more dark, and I like to get in there and just really go in there. And they're like maybe they were light and they were safe. That's what I'll say about the lyrics. They were good, very well written. Guy knows what he's doing. You know, I have to say, good job, and encourage you to keep going and just go for it. You know, it's a really cool style.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's
Yep.
a lot of potential. I'll say 7.5.
7.5. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, Mark Knox, I got to say, man, you did a great job. I love that the middle part of the verses when you switched it up. It was phenomenal. I like the fact that you started with just that clavinet, just clavinet alone, and you started singing, and you ended that way. So you ended the same way. There's a lot of symmetry. I thought it was great. You know, just great job. All right, moving on. We're gonna do FX Music. No stranger to the IMSTA Song Reviews. It's probably his fourth entry. Let's see what FX got today. The song is called Good. EM Time Saving Mix. Here we go.
Been blowing flowers, couple hours, had my head in the clouds. Clouds. Yeah. Friends come and go and never knowing who's sticking around. Round. So many moments, I gotta own them all. I've been going crazy. These people shady. Oh, I got a feeling. Secrets revealing. Oh, I'm on a million. And it feels good. It feels good. Oh, it feels good. It feels good. Oh, I'm good, good. I'm good, good. I'm good, good. I'm good, good. Been blowing flowers, couple hours, had my head in the clouds. Clouds. Friends come and go and never knowing who's sticking around. So many moments, I gotta own them all. I've been going crazy. These people shady. Oh, I got a feeling. Secrets revealing. Oh, I'm on a million. And it feels good. drop that. Got my mind on my grind, so I ain't got time to waste my time. Don't waste my time. Don't waste my time. Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready. It's mine. It's mine. I'm ready. I'm ready. It's mine. No more wasting time. I'm ready. I'm ready. Oh, it's mine. It's mine. I'm ready. I'm ready. It's mine. No more wasting time. And it feels good. It feels good. Oh, oh. It feels good. It feels good. Oh, 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 oh. I'm good, good. I'm good, good. I'm good, good. I'm good, good. I gotta stay way up, never look back. Keep my head way up, never drop that. Got my mind on the grind, so I ain't got time to waste my time. Don't waste my time. Yeah, I'm good, good, good.
All right. Mishka, you up first, sir. What do you say?
So on effects,
Uh-oh.
Okay, we're gonna go to
sorry,
Okay.
man, I'm
Oh,
back.
he's there.
Are you back?
So,
All right.
yes. So, effects. There's one thing, there's one thing that's very hard to do, and you're doing it. You're consistently really, really good. Your playing is just exceptional, man. Like really, like you're just really, really great. This song for me, although I love her vocal, it's not like my favorite, but you're really, really just great, man. I'm still gonna give you an 8, because I really think you're just really, really talented. And there's nothing there's nothing I hated about the song. It just didn't hit me the way that your winning song hit me. But consistently, man, you're just a great producer.
Okay,
So
so
yeah.
effects, you got an 8 in the bag, my friend. All right, Clint, what do you say, sir?
Yeah, I'm going to echo a bit of that. I mean, it's really hard to be solid over and over and over again, right? And that's really the trick to getting good is you just, finish often and then it gets better and better. So the fact he's prolific is half the battle in this business. Okay, so great creative intro. Look, yet another great vocalist that he's produced. I mean, good God. Every time he comes, he has a guest featured vocalist and they're amazing. So there's so many check boxes. But I think I was missing some arc to the structure. Right. And look, back to the production, king of the groove. I mean, he always has a very creative way to put it. So the playing, that whole thing, just the grooves are every time memorable to me, which is really one of the key ingredients to build from. The tiny details, as I always talked about, they were there, but I think they could have unraveled slower, and then the impact might have been greater. Really, some really catchy vocal lyric bits. So I went back and I'm starting to get more disciplined to read through the lyrics. And I thought there was a lot of good work in the lyrics and the simplicity of them to be hooky. And the song got better for me on the second spin and the third spin. So my takeaway was this. I think this is a pretty strong track, but I think if you took the best bits and really took a razor to the edits, this becomes a way more memorable song. Still, great production, great vocalist. I mean, she's got an awesome voice. For all that put together, 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. All right. Margaret, what do you say?
Okay, I love this. I mean, this great vocals, great music. They used one of my blacklisted words, which is moments, but he still pulled it off. It's on my blacklist. I don't use that word. Is this song a weed song? Is this about weed? Like I've been. Anyway, I don't care. That's cool. But I'm telling you, this song. Okay, I agree with what everybody said. Like, can we kind of cut some little bits out and refine it a little bit, clean it up a little bit? Love the vocals. I love the music. Everything. It's just it is a little bit long and it's a little bit monotonous. But I'm telling you, if you shop this song to like a Macy's commercial, I mean, and it feels good, you know, shopping and shows some girl shopping. I mean, it's perfect. It's an ad song. I'm telling you, this would work. It's right in there. The production's there. I mean, you can get this thing placed. I would maybe make it a little shorter because usually people like shorter songs and they like sections that are have contrast. Like they like a quiet section, they like a loud section, then they can edit and use wherever they want. They like one chorus that pops a little bit more than the other, you know, which all of that's here. I mean, I'm going to give, I love this. I felt good listening to it. I see so many possibilities for placement for this song. So I feel like whoever you are, you're doing a great job. Just keep doing it. And I'm going to give this an 8.
Okay. All right. Khalik.
Yeah, I mean, I echo what everybody else is saying. You know, KO and Effects Music, they come in. I don't know who the team is, if it's one person or whatever, but whoever it is, they're so consistent. I mean, it's amazing. I'm a fan, and I know I will be a fan. We'll be seeing them, you know, big time in the future. I think Margaret nailed it. To me, this is not one of my more favorite things that I've heard them submit, but to me, I think this will be great in an ad or something like that, or just behind, you know, some a placement somewhere. But I think it was a little more safer than some of the things I know has been submitted before. But ultimately, to me, it's a consistent effort. There's nothing to dislike about it. I'll give it an 8.
Okay, an 8. All right. As usual, you know, KO Effects, you guys do a great job. I think just working a little bit more contrast with the sections. That's all I would say. But what's not to love, right? Good job. Let's move on. We're gonna see Tom Cat. He's out of Canada. I guess we're alternating between Canada and the United States tonight, huh? His song is called Lucky Man. Lucky Man by Tom Cat.
Well, I said it before, and I'll say it again. Love, it's hard to find. Blessed are those who know now of love alive. It's shining on you. So let that light shine all the time. Love, her love. Lifelong friend of mine. See it in your eyes. This lady, she's right for you. Today there's love again. Feel it's right for him. Don't you feel it too? Whoa, this lady, she's so fine. Wish that she were mine. Hey, you're a lucky man. Destiny, accompanies. True love. So love time, 'cause you have true love. Lucky man, lucky man. Oh, lucky, lucky man. Lucky, 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 lucky man. Lucky man.
Interesting. Clint, you're gonna go first on this one. God bless you, man.
I get to go first.
Praise
Uh,
Jesus.
What was the intro? I don't know. Okay, so look, I'm just gonna call it like it is. What a voice! And I'm gonna say this because there's things out there when you get into authentic land and you get out of the mainstream and you get off the mainstream, and man, there's people can do whatever they want. There's so much freedom when you're off the mainstream of the industry, and it's such a vibrant part of the industry right now that people get to do some pretty cool stuff, and there's a lot of innovation going on there. So. I'm just going to call it. It's just such a strange thing, but man, this voice is super authentic. I might be seeing into the future with it. So it's a checkbox for me. This doesn't come along. And there's something about it that I kept coming back to. I kept going away from the song. I almost wanted to hear that voice singing another song. So, but then when I go down and I really look at the authenticity and how would you then hone that and carve away the stuff to make it really shine, there's something there in weirdness, but to get there, you'd almost have to turn up the production and do totally weird underlining production. The production for the voice was kind of a counter thing. It didn't help the voice. The voice stood in this weird place. So the song was just okay. I don't think I'll remember the song, but I'll remember that voice if I ever heard it again. So for me, the voice stood way above the song, right? And the song is just okay. It really needs some lyric editing, some structure tweaks, and much more unique production to support that voice. But if this guy keeps writing and tries to find a way to find the same level of authenticity in how he produces underneath with instruments, how they play, and then keeps writing and writing and writing, there's a way better song in his future. And if you pin a good song that really marries that very unique voice, I'm just going to say there's something there. The song, maybe not in this case. So the song's getting a 7 out of 10, but the voice got me.
So you got 7 out of 10. All right. Margaret, you're next. What do you say?
Okay. The thing that I liked about this guy is that I could feel the emotion behind what he was saying. And if you can feel something, it kind of sucks you in a little bit, which is great. So you got, just like what Clint said, you got that going on, and that's a big deal. I mean, it is very unique. It's very quirky what he's doing. But yes, the production was all over the place. Too much reverb for me. The lyrics, a little bit safe with there's rhymes like fine and mine, things that have been just overdone so many times. It'd be cool, since it's such a quirky sound, to get more of a quirky lyric going on. And I don't know, maybe co-write with somebody that that can do something a little bit different. It's kind of like a tragic happy kind of thing at the same time. It was cool. Kind of in a weird way reminded me, that song Alone Again Naturally from way back. It's happy, but it also has like a tragic thing to it too.
Yeah, did you recall how you felt when he said that very first stanza? He says, "Love is hard to find," and it felt like his voice was breaking.
Yeah. I mean, that is so cool that you can feel, when you feel what the person's singing, to me, that is the biggest thing. It's not like a demo singer, this is a guy that's singing his feelings, which I love. So keep doing that. And you have a really unique, quirky sound, which is very different. And there are a lot of places for this type of music, as far as being placed on film and TV ads and stuff like that. If you get the right quirky, catchy song that someone's going to remember, they're definitely going to remember your voice. You definitely have a quirky style, but I feel like the song is, I mean, I'll give the song a 6.5.
Mhm.
But I really want to encourage you because it's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Super.
Khalik, what do you say?
Yeah, it basically it's so weird with this thing. The song, I think you could definitely work in there and dig in a little bit deeper, subject matter, the music and everything. But the voice, it has this double thing coming at you because the voice was really weird and quirky, so it pulls you in, but at the same time, it almost irritates you at times too. So, but it never bores you, you know. So you keep listening and like, oh wait, what was that? So I like that aspect of it, and I think Clint and Margaret were both nailing this. This is one of those kind of things where I think they ought to have somebody come in and produce the vocal. If he produced it himself, I think he's just kind of going along with what his natural quirkiness is. Somebody needs to go in and direct and guide to get the best parts out of that, because there were some things and some sounds of twangs in his voice and everything that it's like, yeah, that'll keep your attention. So I like that aspect of it. Song wise, so I'll give it a 7.
7. Mishka, what do you say?
So I don't think I think he's the quirky thing. Like he's the
Yeah, man.
quirky aspect of this. The track is totally, to me it's schizophrenic because his voice is this unique crazy thing, and the track is like some old school, could be on anybody. Like you have to find a way to find the right type of track behind you to make your voice fit, because it doesn't fit over this. So because of that, I'm gonna give you a 6. But really, like, try and find that, because your voice it's kind of crazy, and it's kind of the uniqueness that it's like one of those unique kind of sounds that could be something, but it has to be over the right type of music. And right now, the music is just not right for you. So kind of figure out how to figure that out. But I'll give you a 6.
Do you think he dragged the words too long? Like, I counted that word accompanies. He took 2 full bars to sing that one word. Think about that.
To me,
do you think he dragged his words too long?
That
could be
doesn't
part of
really
the quirk.
bother me as much.
That's
Like,
the
to me,
quirkiness.
what bothered me was, I think it might have been the second line. He just went flat as could be, and that bothered me. But having said that, I just think his voice is unique enough that if he could kind of figure out what kind of music needs to go with it, he could have something. But he doesn't have it on this.
What about the structure of the song? Do you think this song could be compacted? I mean, don't you think this song could be compacted?
No.
That's the question I want to ask.
From scratch.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay, Tom, I know you're listening, okay? So this is the reason why we're doing this, so everybody could learn from everybody, okay? I'm learning from our panelists, you're learning from us, and you're writing music, which is a great thing. All these tools allow you to express yourself, and we're just giving you our opinion, right? Everybody has an opinion, right? Like everything else that somebody else has, right? So take it for what it's worth. I believe that your song meanders too much. I think you need to just distill your ideas just a little bit more succinctly. When you're putting this music together, think of, beginning, middle, and end. Think of verse, chorus, maybe bridge. And so you should probably think of maybe 3 different musical forms that fit together. So, and the final thing I would say is, I don't know where you live, but I'm sure where you live, there are a lot of other people doing the same thing. So a great way to build your skills and improve the content is to co-write, find other people that are writing, and you never know, 2 heads together could produce some really good stuff. So keep on writing. All right, let's keep moving. We have Reverend Bill. Reverend Bill, this is not the first time he's been on here. He's back again. This might be the fourth time. And his song is called Found Myself.
He asked me to ring the dots of plain old fries, and then he stares into the vacuum of my eyes. I answer, rings no fries. Well, maybe tops, and can you tell me what are the choices I got? And then I head to the store, and I walk for a mile. Well, there's 100 kinds of ketchup on just one aisle. I pick one up, and then I put it down. Well, I pick up another, and I turn right around. Too many choices for a simple man to know what to do. But there's one choice I made that I know is gonna see me through. I may not have a clue, but my mind's made up on you. Sounds so funny, but it feels so true. Yeah, my mind's made up, and my mind's made up on you. Hey, window or aisle for a long plane ride. Then I end up in the middle seat, 'cause I can't decide. When I'm asked for a choice for my airborne meal, well, the rest of the plane is wondering what's my deal. Then we're back on the ground, and I see two lines. One for cabs, one for Uber, and I just wanna hide. The room service menu, it's another trap. So I fall asleep hungry, and how about that? Too many choices in the big old world for a man like me. But if I gotta choose one, I know exactly which one it's gonna be. I may not have a clue, but my mind's made up on you. Sounds so corny, but it still rings true. Yeah, my mind's made up, yeah, my mind's made up on you. Paper or plastic, spicy or mild, yeah, the light is getting restless, and I just smile. I made just one decision, but I made it count, oh yeah. Too many choices in this big old world for a man like me. But if I gotta choose one, I know exactly which one it's gonna be. I may not have a clue, but my mind's made up on you. Just 'cause it's corny don't mean it's not true. Hey, my mind's made up on you. Yeah, I may not have a clue, but my mind's made up on you. Sounds so funny, but it feels so true. Hey, my mind's made up, yeah, my mind's made up on you.
All right. Margaret, you up first. What do you say to Reverend Bill?
Okay, hi, Reverend Bill. Okay, so, well, I can't tell you how much I loved this ketchup line. I can't even stand it. like the ketchup. Oh my god. I mean, rings. It's just so cool. It's visual. I love that kind of stuff. I mean, it really sucked me in, and it endeared me to you. And I have the same dilemma myself, so I related to it, you know. But okay, so
Well, you gotta have it. You gotta love a man that admits he's corny, right?
I mean, I can tell you put a lot of work into this song, and so I'm gonna be real. I want to be real with you, and I want to help you here because the song's too long. The chorus, I feel like the chorus has no punch. I feel like I loved your verses so much, didn't love the chorus. I mean, the pre-chorus was flat. It brought the song down, and then you go into the chorus, and it's just a letdown. It didn't. Choruses usually you want to have them bigger. You want to have them catchy. I know this is a different kind of song. It's a little bit busy, but it's just disjointed, and it didn't work for me. I almost want to make the verse into the chorus or something, but that's a little complicated. Anyway, I loved your verses so much, but I feel like they were too long. So is there a way that you could cut them in half and maybe put half of the information? Or, you know, even though there's some really cool things in both verses, as far as the airplane window, which I feel that one too, I really do. But maybe you could take half of the first verse and then half of the second verse. And just, I would simplify the crap out of the song. And then you gotta redo the chorus. It just doesn't grab me. It's not catchy. I understand what it's saying, that there's too many choices and you can't make up your mind and stuff, but that's what makes the song not work for me, is that the chorus just doesn't stand out and the song's too long and meandering. The production value, you know, you can definitely work on that too. Of course, you probably, you know, already are thinking about that, but so I'm gonna give. I mean, I love this. I really do. I have to say, the lyrics really just kind of grabbed me. But I would definitely rewrite the melody and the structure for sure. So I'm gonna give it a 6.
Okay. All right, Billy, pulling a 6. Khalik, what do you say?
Reverend Bill's been around to another one, and I can tell he's been listening to some of the stuff we've been doing in there. This is one of those songs where there's just a couple of things I think will make it better. I think, first of all, from an engineer point of view, let me just put that on. Your vocal, whatever effect you've got on there or whatever, I think that kind of distracts a little bit for me. And then I think he missed the groove of the song, the essence of where the song is. All I could hear was that organ just sustaining through the whole thing, and the groove was actually in the guitars. I think you know, if you rebalance it and everything and make this song would come to life a lot better if you focus more on the guitars as opposed to the organ just holding that sustain. It kind of drags the beat down to me. And let me see. Also, I really think it's definitely too long, and I think you should lose the solo. It doesn't really add anything to the song, you know. And what else did I have on there? Timing was a little funky in some spots too. So, you know, when you're doing something like this and it's such a simple, straight ahead song, you got to make sure everything's locked or whatever. But I think that will help if you get closer to hone in on those guitars. That guitar rhythm is where the guitar rhythm and the drums is where the whole foundation of the funk that lives in this song. So I'll give this a 7.
7, yeah. Reverend Bill, there was a point there where you hit some guitar licks, man. Those are late. Get your timing straight, okay? Seriously, you know, people can't get used to going back to the old school ways where timing was off. Yeah. They've got conditioned since the 80s from the Lindrum. Stuff's got to be on time. Sorry. All right, let's go to Mishka. What say you?
Reverend. Reverend, now this is really mean of me to pigeonhole you, but I kind of prefer you over the bluesier, more rock, bluesier country stuff that you sent in. I agree with Kalik. I don't know what that phasing thing is on your vocal, but I don't like it at all. It's not doing anything for you. So make sure you don't do that again. I like some of the hookier kind of stuff that you've added in this song, but you on the hook, you kind of lost me at the word clue. Like that's just not a word that I want to hear in a hook nowadays. So personally, I'm going to give you a 6, but I think I hear glimmers of progress in some of the stuff that you've done in this record, even though it's not something that I'm loving, because I kind of like it. I kind of like you better when you're doing that kind of a little bit more aggressive type of sound on the guitars. But I'm still I'll give you a 6 because that's that.
Okay. All right, Clint. What do you say,
Okay,
sir?
I'm going to echo the chorus heavy top line felt buried in the mix. I mean, it was really hard for me to latch onto that, and it was really, I was really distracted by the mix, right? So it was really hard for me to lock onto anything, and the hook kind of escaped me. So the mix was really the thing that jumped out at me. Is like it was just fix the mix, right? Okay, so how do you get from 100 choices to catch up to my mind is made up on you? I mean, as much as I'm trying to be more disciplined to get into the lyrics, I caught that, and I crap myself. I was like, oh my god. So I'm gonna go back to. You got to be pretty original to write that stuff up and put it into a song. So there's some magic sauce in there. Catch up. I don't know how you did it, but it was pretty amazing, right? So the lyrics are super entertaining. So I'm going to just latch onto that as the positive stuff, that you've got an imagination, and that's critical to doing this thing. So then I'm going to echo what Mishka said, that there's progress because you are a really creative individual. And listen, that my mind's made up about you. It's not a bad hook, and you could have made it the guitar break, whatever. Okay, so listen, here's my key takeaway. This what a lyric ride was fun, but the mix moved it to the back of the bus instead of putting them in the driver's seat, right? So this is the problem for me. So if you're gonna make this thing campy, do it, but man, fix the mix. 6.5 out of 10.
Clint, do you think they should have been called "Found Myself"?
Yeah.
I mean, really, is that the proper title for this song?
Oh, yeah, but the funny thing is that the song in my title that I copied from when we got it was "My Mind's Made Up on You," which was a great title.
So maybe that's a better title.
No, that was a better title. So I was kind of, God, do I got the right song? And everything was changed because the song "My Mind's Made Up on You" which is a good title.
So maybe that's the IMSTA staff that needs to be deducted for bad behavior. I'll remember that. Like James Brown will give them a fine.
Just buy them some ketchup.
Give them a fine. Yeah. We'll find out who it is.
But guys, we're in Canada. So there's no choice. It's always French's ketchup. Okay, so we know that when we're Canadian, we walk in. There's no choice. It's just French's. Okay, no more Heinz. French's.
All right.
Hey, I'm from Pittsburgh. Heinz all the way.
That's right. So, Reverend Bill, I actually like the song. To me, it sounded like I heard the song before. When I was listening to it, I was wondering, I mean, are we going to get a copyright strike on this thing? Because it does sound very familiar. It sounds like I heard somebody do a song very close to this, Reverend Bill. But I'm gonna say I like the chorus, and like a lot of people, I thought the chorus was cool. So yeah, keep on keeping on, my friend. So we're moving on to the second to last song. Almost done tonight. Another one out of Canada. Whoops. Let's get it queued up. SVB. And the song is called Happy Happy. And just judging by the lyrics, this is probably the correct name for this song.
remember this. When you have a bad day, you feeling lost, didn't get your way. Positive thoughts and a happy tune. Send your worries from Earth right to the moon. Keep your head high, remember to smile. That will help you feel good for a long while. Totally your choice to be happy. Listen to the song and let it help you be. Everybody sing along.
Oh, I'm happy and a little sad that the song is over. Khalik, you're up first, sir.
Okay, so now it's interesting too because you got a big bar to live up to. Any song with the name Happy and it has to live up to forever.
Right.
I mean that's just what it
Right.
is, right now. So you got to dig deep. But for what this is and everything, I think it is what it is. It's kind of it sets it up and just goes in and repetitive and all that. I actually think you should possibly consider maybe play with it. Swap out that rap with the second verse. Bring the rap in right after the first chorus, and try that because it just needs a little bit more work and massaging and everything. And it is what it is as far as the type of song. So I know you're not trying to get real deep with it. You just just think of this song if you want to be happy, happy. So I'll give it. This is another one where I think more work needs to be done, but I'll give it a 7.
Who do you think the audience for this song is, Khalik?
The audience, it's funny. Most of this stuff today, I think, is good for some kind of placements or whatever. I don't get top of the charts type of thing for this type of thing unless it's dug in. Like I said, if you want to study what Pharrell did to make us a happy song become the standard of what your message is, that's where you got to go.
Do you think it's for kids? I get the vibe it's for
sure.
kids.
Yeah, or even the sound and the tone of the voice and all that. Yeah. I can see that in the background on a kid's show or something like that.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Mishka, what do you say?
So here's the thing. For me, it's not my kind of thing. But having said that, if the idea was to put a smile on people's faces, she definitely put a smile on my face. So, really, when I first heard it, I was like, thinking, this isn't really that imaginative, but just her energy kind of put a smile on my face. So she's delivering on one side. I don't really like the word very for some reason. I'd almost wish that was like, let's get instead of, very happy. That kind of changes the whole thing. So I think if you kind of even just did, let's get happy, that would give it a little bit more, it would feel a little bit more today than it does in the realm that it is. But I think under the circumstances with what you've done, I feel like, yeah, you could go in and do a whole lot of work. But to me, like, if your idea is to put a smile on people's faces, you just did it with me. So I'm going to give you a 6.5 just because of that. But it's not really my type of thing.
Okay, Clint, What do you say, sir?
Oh wow, no intro. Wait, it's a happy intro. The super fun electro pop. This is electro pop. It is what it is. I like the kid reference, cool, but I mean, it made me happy. The groove and production is pretty tight. That made me happy. It might be a little bit one-dimensional, but again, anyways, look, I'm not gonna lie. The hook is an earworm. I mean, and I'm happy. You can't get away from it. There was some sexual development. The details were enough to keep me in, right? But listen, there are some super talented remix producers out there would eat this thing up. They'd eat this thing up. They'd eat this thing up and spit it out, and would be a hit on the dance floors. There's so much in here that a really good remix producer would totally annihilate this. So listen, every song has a purpose. Okay, you got to have a purpose. You're telling a story. This one had a purpose, and this one had one. And as silly as it is, and I probably wouldn't listen to it again, it made me happy. It's in my head. Job done. So based on a narrative that, in the grand annals of the greatest songs ever written in the history of mankind, it's not going to go anywhere near that. But it created an earworm that I may be singing for days. I'm happy. I'm going to give it 7.5 out of 10 simply because they executed the objective. Right? That's it.
All right, Margaret, what do you say?
Okay. I mean, it screams kids song right now. Screams it. I could see it in those little trampoline places where the kids are jumping. They could play that over the the Muzak thing. I mean, I could see teachers playing it for their first graders before they go to recess. I could see it on a million kids shows. I loved Mishka's idea where it said, happy, you gotta be happy, do some syncopation, make it cooler. The very happy, it's very stiff, each one of those things, which works for a kids show, but you could make this thing cooler. You could cool it up. And then just a little picky thing, I have to say, it goes, if you ever feel sick. I was like, oh, like, don't say sick. I mean, it's happy, if you ever feel weak.
I mean,
oh God.
I mean, are we concluding that this is definitely for kids?
Yeah.
Is it consensus here that this is for kids? I assume it is.
It made the kid in me happy. What can I say?
Yeah, I mean, I could play this for myself in the morning sometimes. Just to help a little. And I like the rap part. I thought that was cool. And then the ending of it was too long. You need to cut that in half. It was on too long. That's all. But
What's your score? We still need a score, Margaret.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay, 7. All right.
FX remix it. Remixed by FX.
All right, and now we're at the last song. It's Don Coyne. This is not a stranger. He's been around for a few of these shows. So here's Don with his latest song. It's called Danger Ahead. Danger Ahead. Let's hear it, Don.
Well, I guess you could say I'm a partying guy. Go out on the town and get a little high. Well, most nights that's about all I've done. Don't feel quite ready for some special one. I like hanging out with all of my pals and getting together with different guys. There is one pretty special girl who may be fixing to change my world. I see danger ahead, all the signs are so clear. Yeah, there's danger ahead in her smile. I'm not looking to it, but I've reason to fear very soon she'll have me walk down that aisle. Once I thought I could love anyone anytime and not worry about ever settling down. But if happy he says, that's about like a crime, and there ain't no one bigger in this here town. some stranger instead could get caught in her snare. But it looks as if she's dead set on me. Yeah, I reckon she'll be my destiny. Maybe I could squeeze in just one more spree.
You just had to throw that in there, didn't you, Don?
He did.
Just had to show off, huh? Mishka, what do you say?
Yeah, he definitely had to throw that in there. I kind of like that part. But I'll tell you what. I To me, I kind of feel like like I get what you're trying to say with Danger Ahead, but it doesn't really hit me the way that I think you want it to. I think everything about it is actually on a level of the songs you've sent in. I think this is probably the best song you sent in.
Yep.
To me. So you're picking stuff up, man. Like but I still feel like that Danger Ahead doesn't really work for me with what you're saying. I really get what you're trying to do, but it doesn't really. You don't say it in a way that it makes sense. But I love a lot of what you've done in this lyric. Melodically, I really love what you're doing. You're obviously a really good musician. So even though I think you're really close, man. Like really, really close. So I'm gonna give you a 7 on this. But really, man, like this is like miles ahead of some of the first song that I heard from you. Like you're really progressing. So 7 for me.
Yeah, excellent. I agree. I cannot agree more.
Love
First thing I thought of when I saw the bridge, I saw the structure, the short intro, all the things that he's done here compared to what he submitted the first time is working. Yeah.
I love the fixing to change my world. I love that.
That's great. Clint, what do you say, sir?
Yeah, look, it's the great country intro. So this was checkbox, right? Production value, man, it's getting so good, right? Really, this was really good. This was well mixed, well put thing. Everything about that was checkboxing, man. And look, and that was a really solid vocal performance. I don't know why there was many flaws in there. Mishka would probably find little tweaks and some stuff, but I thought it was solid as a rock. And look, this is well done verse. It's right in the pocket. And then this pre-chorus was freaking really musical. And then bang, really good hook moment. It was set up well. And then you got a bridge. It was contrasting. And then they had a super creative ending. So listen, my key takeaway is this is a really catchy, fun song with great structure, creative production, an awesome storytelling voice. Don't that's probably the highest thing. You have a really good storytelling voice. So this is a lane where you're honing into what I think is your authenticity, which is really important. But man, I have never heard a man so afraid of a good thing. Wow. I think he might be a little bit of a party animal at the end of that. So maybe it's time to settle down. Okay. But maybe one more spree. So you say this whole song where I'm with Misha. It's like, hey, you're really confused here. Then, okay, you say this thing and maybe the girl's for me, but no, I gotta go out one more spree. Look, this is the best Dawn song yet. No two ways. It really ticks a bunch of boxes for me. I love that you've been Don has been taking the note, and for that I'm giving him, because he took the note, and that is really a mark of a person progressing, and I think we got to reward that. That's why he gets an 8 out of 10 for me. Okay.
Good score, Don. Margaret, what do you say?
Okay, Don. He did the Christmas song last time.
Yeah.
Is that
done a bunch of songs for us.
Okay. Okay, so love the vocal. He sounds like a demo singer, maybe. I can tell you're putting a lot of work into this. Like you're really serious about writing and getting this going. So I am going to go into this, and the thing that with this type of song, you need to have conversational lyrics. It's really important if you listen to any hit song in this genre, you could speak it just like you would. Like if you read it, that's how you would talk. you wouldn't put things in just to make them rhyme. And it looks like here that you've done that a couple times, which let's go into the bridge. Okay. So you say, "Oh, I wish I knew what I should do. I've a feeling my time is near. All her kinfolk around seem to be bound that I won't get past this year." Would you talk like that? Would you say all her kinfolk seem to be bound? I mean, it's like this is how a pirate would talk, or not even. It's like swashbuckly or something. I don't know, but it loses me because whenever you do something that's not like how you talk, you're done. You're out. You're not engaged with the song anymore. So, your structure is right and everything, but then it starts feeling kind of nursery rhymey because you're just putting things in there to make them rhyme. You're kind of forcing it, and this is one of the things with songwriting. It takes a lot of time. You have to go back in again, if you want to make this really, really good and with bulletproof. You gotta. How do you talk? How does somebody talk? Sing it like you talk, and that will really help you, I think. Look at some hit songs in the genre. Just read the lyrics and read them out loud, and you'll see they don't have funky words just to make it rhyme. They don't have awkward words. And then let's see. I didn't love the bridge. I mean, I just read it to you, but I didn't love it. I didn't feel like it. I mean, it was like a departure, like Clint said, which a bridge should be, but it was anticlimactic to me. And bridges, I love bridges, and bridges should really be like a big deal to me. And this one was like a chill bridge that I didn't like. Also, you were double timed the verses, and then you brought it down.
Halftime, yeah. What the heck was that all about?
That's a little bit not. I mean, you're trying to be different. I get it. You're trying to be, but for this
shouldn't it be the other way? Shouldn't it be the other way,
right.
Margaret?
Always. I mean, not always. There are songs that get away with it, but for what you're trying to do, man, you got to have impact in the chorus. And okay, now I'm gonna get a little more picky, and I'm only doing it because I care. I really care, and I know that you care. I can tell. So I see ahead. All the signs are so clear. Yeah, there's danger ahead, and there's smile. I'm not looking to wed. Okay, wed is really a dated word. I don't know, but I've reason to fear. I mean, it goes into it started making me feel like Pirates of the Caribbean-ish. The way the language was, and also, yeah, it was like, and then very soon she'll have me walk down that aisle. It was backwards. Like you'd go, oh, she's gonna have me walk down the aisle pretty soon. That's how you'd say. You wouldn't go very soon. She'll have me walk down the aisle. So it's more like it's really, really cool, and I really feel like you just got to work on those lyrics. I mean, and also I would switch the timing up with the double time and all that thing. So yeah, I'll give it a 6.5.
Okay. All right. Khalik.
Yeah, I told you with Don, he always gets me. He got them banjos, he got the pedal steel guitars, got all. And so he got me, dude, on all that and everything. The musicianship and production is excellent. And exactly the same thing that Margaret just mentioned. That was exactly what I was going to say as well. He started out with this song, up and sparkly, and then it got to the chorus, and then it went down into a halftime, and I thought, wow, you need to think about maybe reversing that, because the song is called Danger Ahead, so you usually push on the gas, you go faster and go into danger ahead. So I felt that I felt it kind of, when we got to the chorus, we were up here and then suddenly we were let down for a while, and then we had to get picked up again. And so experiment with that rhythm thing happening, because that really is kind of doing it. My favorite part of the whole song, though, was at the end, the reprise where they went into. It was the song just made it. I'm like, whoa, what just happened there? That was the coolest part, And so I think everything's been mentioned and everything. Don's been doing really good. You can see Don is just like right there, and then he's just going to be in there and he's listening. We can tell that he's taking notes. So just go back and try a couple of things. But what you're saying in the title of the song is not congruent with what we're hearing. Danger ahead, and then suddenly, well, we got all this time to react to the danger. I ain't put so much.
Well, he is reluctant, I think.
Yeah. So just mess around with some of that stuff, and I think you're right there. I'll give him a 7.5.
7.5. Yeah, I got to say, I mean, this is, again, it's good to see. You know, this is why we're doing this. The repeat entrance. It's nice to see progress. Of course, we got some of you guys like KO and FX Music. I don't know if we're really helping you, because you might be better than we are, but for a lot of other people, it's great to see. This song, I think, was one of the best songs you ever did, and the structure is there, and there's not much to critique as far as the structure. And we had a lot of critiques of those from your previous songs. So I want to thank everybody. We're done for the night. And I want to thank the sponsor, PSP Audioware, out of Poland. They make excellent products, plugins, in particular Vintage Warmer, and they have a channel strip product that is really one of the best in class. And Anthony's been a great supporter of IMSTA for many years, so we just want to shout out to those guys in Poland.
Don't forget PSP Old Timer.
PSP Old Time, all that great stuff. Vintage Warmer. I mean, who hasn't used that plugin, right? So I want to remind everybody, the next event, we're going to try to line it up with the IMSTA event, October 1st in New York. It's going to be a Saturday, just like this one. And we have to pick, because there'll be too many songs for that particular event. So I have to cream maybe the top 10 or something like that. Anyway, we're looking forward to that. We do have a winner. It is first-timer Mark Knox, who eked out KOFX Music tonight by 0.5. It was a photo finish. But I have to agree with the panelists. That was really a great song, and it debunked my theory that you should not have more than 2 verses. So always happy to be corrected. I want to thank everybody for submitting their songs. Thank everybody for watching. I want to thank the crew here who've been working since 5 o'clock to put this on. Thank our panelists. And guys, any last words for our entrance tonight? Clint?
So listen, I'm always talking about, edit, and I'm a broken record. I'm a broken record about the tiny details. I'm going to plug a very famous artist right now that you might not know of in the world of dance community, and the artist name is Zhu, Z-H-U. His latest album, in my opinion, is genius in the fact that it's a perfect example of there's not one single sound that's in every single track that he didn't know what was going to be, where it was going to be. And if for simply, it might not be your laneway, but if you want to learn what I really mean about this really tiny details and deliberation and edit, and like to really kind of know what everything you're doing, that album to me is a work of genius. And if you want to learn about what I'm talking about, listen to his latest album. It's amazing.
Great. Anyone else?
Just keep doing what y'all doing.
All right. Well,
better and better.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you all down on the farm October the 1st. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
See y'all. Peace.